Lots happening in Long Beach, from the harbor rebuild project to the railroad crossing improvement project and potential casino development.
And here to update us on all that, Long Beach Mayor Tim Pierce. Tim, thanks so much for joining us. And just this week, some big news coming with the harbor project. You told us there's a timeline, and that's got to be a great feeling. This has been a long, drawn-out deal, but it looks like you see the end of the tunnel there.
Yes, I do, and I want to start out by thanking y'all for letting me have an opportunity to talk about the great city of Long Beach. It's always a good pleasure to come here talking to y'all. We did get good news. Actually, we got two different topics that was great news to the city of Long Beach. I want to start out with number one is, as everybody may be aware, if you're not, Long Beach School District got the number one in the state.
Yep, that's a big,
it's the second time within the last 4 years.
The last 5, yeah.
Yeah, last 5 years. So, I mean, for a city like Long Beach, that's what brings people to our city, is what we have to offer for school and things of that nature.
And by the way, you were the school board president for a number of years.
Well, I wasn't going to say that, but yeah, it did happen on my watch, and we got such a great school district. But even in bigger news from the city as well is FEMA has approved the go-ahead with the completion of the inner part of the harbor. Everybody's well aware that we've done the eastern bulkhead, the southeastern bulkhead. We started work on the southern quay in the inner part of the harbor. All those are great projects. They're probably around $20 million worth of projects through grants, but there was always not able to put that end date on when we'd be able to turn it back over to the people of Long Beach. We got that news earlier this week. FEMA has approved our project, so we are moving forward. Tuesday, October 7th, we will be naming the next contractor who's going to be responsible for doing that final part. So we're going to work on a good time frame, and hopefully within the next 2 or 3 weeks I can give the people of Long Beach a better idea of when we plan to complete that project.
And what FEMA has just approved is flow-through decking for the harbor, and that was something you just felt like had to have to prevent major destruction from the next storm.
No doubt. We were very pleased to know that they were going to approve that enhancement in order to mitigate some of the damage coming from the future. Now, that won't mean we're finished with the harbor. We are going to continue to fortify that harbor. I still want to put in a project for the northern bulkheading of the harbor, northern shore of the harbor, as well as the improvements to the western bulkhead. The rest of the harbor is really going to be in a shape for, say, a Category 3. But when you look at us from the west side, we still have the vulnerability from storms coming in from that direction. So we're going to continue to work on the harbor and get it back up and going for the citizens of Long Beach. Well deserved. It's an economic engine for our city. It's huge.
Yeah, it's been sitting vacant since Zeta for the most part, without some of the sporadic work going on. So big time there.
Oh yeah, and we still pay for harbor guards and things of that nature. So it's a draw on our budget.
Yeah, even though it's sitting empty.
Even though it's sitting there empty.
Now,
and the other project we got is the Gateway project. That's at the south end of Jeff Davis. We've completed phase 1. We're in part of phase 2 right now, and then next year we'll go into the phase 3. But that'll be a beautification down at the end of Jeff Davis. That's going to be very welcoming to the front door of City of Long Beach. So those 2 projects alone is going to be a big boost to our community.
Sure, right. And we're seeing the construction in the harbor and also with the Gateway project. A lot going on there right now. And just to tell us some of the high points of that Gateway, you're going to have a lighthouse.
Yes, there's going to be a lighthouse similar to what it was way back there, Long Beach years, and probably before my time. I had a lighthouse that was there, so we're going to go back and throw in some of the lighthouse of the past, and it's going to be a great place for people who are coming down the highway, just want to stop, have a picnic lunch or whatever underneath the canopies and all that kind. So it's really going to be nice for the people of Long Beach and our visitors.
And get your selfie, most important part.
And get your selfie.
And that
That's
too,
right.
Yeah, because you've got some of the signs up and that type of thing, and it's been a priority for you, your predecessor, others, to get people to stop there instead of, hey, there's two lights, a McDonald's, a couple other things, we're out. That's where you want to draw people in, and that's really where all this goes into.
No doubt, and that was a big part of my campaign. I promised the people of Long Beach that was my #1 priority. And I've been up to Washington a couple times and worked with FEMA, and I think we've come to a good agreement. I feel comfortable about where we're going, and moving this thing forward.
Another talking point, I know that the board has brought this up recently, and that's the annexation of the industrial complex.
Park.
Yeah, and how close are we coming to that potentially?
We're coming very close. As you may be aware, I was an alderman back in the 90s. I tried to annex that back then and just couldn't pull off the votes. This time we're moving forward. We have approved the ordinance from the city standpoint. Next phase, it goes to the district attorney, I believe, or attorney general or something, so that we can move, chancellor clerk, I'm sorry, so that we can move this process forward. So I'm hoping within my first year,
And what
we're
would
going
that-
to say the industrial park's part of Long Beach.
What would that mean for the city's budget?
Oh my God! It just from the preliminary numbers, we're talking $250,000, $300,000 back into our budget. And you know, right now we supply the fire, we pay for the water into the industrial park. So that Long Beach Industrial Park that they've always called Long Beach will actually hopefully be part of Long Beach going forward. Big boost.
Yeah, that is definitely. Of course, talk about the casino comes and goes. Where are we at right now? Because the talk was maybe having it south of 90. Looks like that kind of is waning. Then there was the property north. But so where are we at on that right now? That's been a back and forth thing for a while.
Well, so the
as well.
board, it was kind of a split board. You know, I'll say the whole board wants it north of the highway, but that deal doesn't seem to be working. So we are dealing with the casino group on the south side. They brought some proposals. We countered, went back to them, and so they've had those proposals now for 2 or 3 weeks, and we're waiting for them to make the next move.
Okay.
I still have not given up on the possibility of it going north of the highway, which is, I can't
was
say
the
how
orig-
much,
yeah.
that's where I want it to be.
Yeah.
If I had my pickings, I'm not happy with south of the highway, and I've never held back on that. And hopefully we can move forward with maybe on the north end. But if not, I don't get a vote in it, but it'd be the south side.
Yeah, well, we'll have to see, but it's a small space there on the
It's
south
very
side of the
small.
highway. Yeah, so
And you know what scares you is, you know, you build a big structure on such a small piece of property, and you know you always want everybody to be successful. But if it weren't to be successful, we would be stuck with what we have south of the highway, and that's what scares me.
And we didn't really get into it,
Hurricanes.
but Cruising the Coast is coming up soon. A lot of construction there, so the pattern of the parade will change just a little bit on that Monday. But that's all the time we have for now.
Enjoy
Mayor
it.
Tim
Thanks,
Pierce,
Tim.
thanks for joining us,
Appreciate
and we
it.
hope you all have a great week.
Thank y'all.